What's good, y'all? It's your boy KCB. We got the crazy hair gang in here today. So today we're going to be looking at two guitar plugins for FL Studios. One of them you already have on there, and the other one is a free download. I'll show you guys how to install that as well. So we're going to go ahead, take a look at those. So sub, like, comment, all that. We got lots of videos coming in the future. So let's go ahead and open those up and let's see what we can get into. What's good, y'all? It's your boy KCB, and today we're gonna go over some free guitar plugins. Guitars in rap and hip hop have been, really a staple as of recently, kind of like how pianos always have been. So it's something where, if you don't have a guitar plugin, or maybe you've never made a beat with a guitar, be a good time to work on that and learn that. So we're gonna go ahead and look at two different types of guitars today that are free to use. So these are great to use if you've never used any before. So one is already on FL Studios here. Actually, if you just go to your packs, then you're going to go to instruments. You got the guitar right here. Now you have a lot of different options here. The classical acoustic is going to be the most commonly used, I would say, out of these. But go ahead and try them all out because they all have different sounds and they're going to give a different feel. So depending on what type of beat, one might be better than the other. So we're just going to take the classical acoustic here. We're going to throw it in. And so, right away, it's going to sound okay. You're definitely going to have to EQ it and use some either reverb or just other plugins on it, but we'll go ahead and just throw a real basic, melody down here and see.
KyleCookedThisBeat.
Alright, so we just threw down just a real quick melody. I mean, I didn't really listen to it too much. I just kind of threw it all down just to kind of give you guys an example of just any melody with this guitar. I threw in basic plugins that are already on FL Studios, of course, just parametric EQ, which, I didn't do anything special because depending on what other instruments you'll use, you would use, more of the lower high frequencies. Just a typical reverb, made it a little wider, added some wetness, and then good old soundgoodizer. So that's just this is a real basic melody with that first guitar we looked at. And of course, I mean, you can make that guitar, you can add, like Maximus, lo-fi if you want. So you can really, make that sound however you want, but so that's a real basic guitar that's already on there, so you don't even have to do anything to get that one. So that's a real great common one to use. You can use some of the other techniques we used in the other melody video for this one as well. So the next guitar we're going to look at is the what we're doing here. Alright, so we are going to look at, so this other one here is also free. It is something you will have to go find and download, but I'll show you guys where to get that. So it's the Ample Guitar M2 Lite here. So free guitar. I mean, very realistic sound. You can hear it already, and there's all kind of strummer tabs, effects tab that has compressor. You got phaser, delay, reverb, chorus, all that good stuff there. You have a manual vibrato wheel here as well as a pitch bender. So lots of options as far as just how the guitar will sound there. Now, one thing about this guitar that I've kind of noticed is, I mean, it's it's so realistic in the sense that if you play two notes and they overlap, then it'll actually be like if you were playing a guitar and you played two notes without strumming the other one, the notes kind of go together. So let me just lay some chord notes, and you can kind of hear what I'm talking about with that. So
So you can hear like right here. So if I stretch this out, 0 just goes to that note, but if I shorten it, then it's a lot louder. So that's one thing that you can kind of use to your advantage in melodies, is that, you know, some of the notes will blend together, which will help in some cases, but some other cases, if I, you know, want to hear everything, you know, loud, then I will actually shorten the notes to where there's like a tiny bit of a gap in between the note, and you'll hear the guitar much louder. So like for example, if we take that and like we start making chords, some of that, like you can't really hear, like, you know, it blends together a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit different when you end up placing your chords, and you can adjust any notes that you might want to hear more. And so, yeah, so you can just lay down some basic stuff. Then what I will do is I will actually take the guitar, duplicate it, and I'll make the top melody separately, so that way the notes aren't going to, you know, conflict with each other. Now from here, I mean, I like to just kind of add, you can just add a bunch of different types of notes there and just kind of get like interesting melody. Let's see here. Let's go. So you can see once again, if I took all these notes and I stretched them where they're overlapped, you can hear how it sounds way different. You know, very quiet, but if you shorten them to where there's that little bit of a gap in between, we can kind of make it to where about as long as we can go. So let's hear this. So you can hear it's much louder already. So that's one thing when I make melodies with this guitar, is that I will make sure there's a little bit of a gap in between it. So like that. So we have a high melody here, and then we have a lower melody, and so I'll usually just like take those, put it in a different mixer so I can adjust this to the high melody. Let's see. Alright, so this is the next pattern here. We're just doing, you know, something really simple. I mean, I'm not putting really any thought into these melodies. I'm literally just putting something down just to kind of give you guys, you know, a taste of the sound of these guitars. So let's see here. So we got a high melody here. We got just some low melody here. I mean, just pretty much not even chords. I mean, literally just single notes that we have in different octaves. You know, with this one, like, we're not going to add chords, I mean, because with this guitar, they're going to clash a little bit to where you might not hear them as well. So you can use, you know, this guitar in multiple ways. You can use it just for kind of like a bass line or high notes. So yeah, this is the second melody we made here, just to make something really quick. So let's see what we got. course, you can get, you know, as crazy as you want with that. So let's go ahead and we're just going to throw in like some different midis here with like the first classical guitar and the other one, just to kind of, you know, throw out some patterns and let you guys hear what else these can sound like. So let's see here. I'm going to throw down some midis from my Mythical Melody Kit here. It's out now. Let's see. So I mean, yeah, this classical acoustic, you know, for just a free guitar that's already on FL, you know, it's actually a great one to start with. All right, and so that is the Ample Guitar M2 Lite. So that's, you know, a great one right there. So if you want to know where to find that, you're actually just going to go to, I got it from Plug-in Boutique here. Plug-in Boutique is an awesome site. I mean, they have a whole free section here which has lots of effects, you know, effects, instruments, studio tools. So if you just go to instruments, they have a bunch of free synths on here too. So that's kind of some gems. Like if you don't really have money to buy, you know, any synths, you can literally, I mean, there's an entire list here of all synths. A bunch of these I have downloaded and used. And a lot of them are great just for finding like unique sounds that you're not going to find in, you know, like a everyday synth kit, or, you know, Omnisphere or something that's used very frequently. So lots of cool free synths there. But if you just go to instruments, virtual instruments, you're going to find it right here. So once you download it, it doesn't have an installer, so you do have to install it yourself, which is actually very easy. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, download it. You're going to take the files. You're going to go to your drive. In this case, my local disk. We're going to go to program files. You're going to go to your common files, and then you should have a VS2 and VST3 file there, and you can, in your VST2 and VST3 folders, that's where you're going to go. VST2, you're going to go ahead and, so like here's my Ample Sound, there's the pack right there, so what I downloaded from that, so you just go ahead and put it in your common files VST2, and then from there, when you go to FL Studios, you can go to so you go to manage plugins here. It's going to pull this up, and then you can just hit find plugins. Once you find plugins, it's going to go ahead and find that guitar, and then you can then go to your installed generators, just VST, and then you're going to have it right there, and then you're just going to boom, throw it in, and that's it. You got it, and you can start making your own guitar melodies. Alright, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on how to find some free guitars. Go ahead, hit that sub, like, comment, all that. There's going to be lots more videos in the future, lots of gems and sauce. Appreciate you guys watching these videos, and lots more to come. So, till next time, y'all.